Well, let's see. I originally joined the Army in 1964. Uh, I was 17 years old. My I moved to Arizona in 1962. My mother died in 1963, and since my mother and father were separated, I was able to convince my father to go ahead and sign the papers to allow me to go in the service that young. I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana for basic training. And then from Fort Polk, I went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for advanced individual training as a heavy equipment operator. Back in that day, I believe it was a 621 MOS. It later got converted to be a 62 Echo MOS. Learned how to run, or shouldn't say learned, I was familiarized with bulldozers, graders, scrapers, uh, basic operational procedures for them and how to make the attachments move. From Fort Leonard Wood, I was assigned to Fort Lee, Virginia. Was there for a few months, I think, and then came down on orders and I got transferred to Fort Knox, Kentucky, to the 538th Engineer Battalion, which was a construction battalion. Uh, they were deploying from there, moving the whole battalion to Thailand. Uh, Wound up for an extended period on a troop transport from Oakland, California to get to Thailand. And wound up working on we were building some roads uh, between our unit and the 802nd Engineer Battalion, which was already in Thailand, to create a bypass for traffic, major artery type deal. Uh, at some point in my tour of duty in Thailand, I wound up going to Vietnam for 6 months on a TDY project. Wasn't actually assigned to Vietnam itself. I stayed assigned to my unit in Thailand. Then we went back to Thailand and went back to the States. Put in for I've forgotten where I was going to be assigned, but I put in for a request to go back to Thailand again because I didn't want where I was going in the States. I didn't want to go. Wound up getting it. I went back to Thailand, stayed there till May of 1967 when I came back to the States and got out of the Army the first time. And was out for a while, couldn't get a good job, and probably rather dumb, but remember watching the movie The Fighting Seabees with John Wayne, and I thought, well, maybe I want to become a Seabee. So I joined the United States Navy. Since I was already trained as a heavy equipment operator, they had no problem letting me join the Seabees as an equipment operator. I went to Gulfport, Mississippi, Mobile Construction Battalion 74, deployed from Gulfport to the Republic of Vietnam with the Seabees. Wound up, our home port or home station was supposed to be Chu Lai, but wound up most of my time being up above Da Nang. I worked up in LZ English, LZ Stud, which later became Forward Fire Base Vanderboove. Was up in Quezon. Uh, did various primary, just straight road constructions up there. Uh, the whole battalion came back to the States, went back to Gulfport. and didn't have enough time to do another deployment to Vietnam unless I re-enlisted.